Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to everyone to our service today. Welcome to our congregation. We will be using these service booklets. You probably, you can't see the, there we go. Okay, we're using these service booklets today. You'll need that. If you're someone who likes to follow along with the Torah portion, the Haftarah, there are Chumashim available. Raise your hand and we'll let the ushers come get one for you. Ushers, they're in the container in the box with the flowers on top of it over on the left side there. They're in that box there. Okay, you're gonna go get it. Because we have people raising their hands, yes.
Okay.
We're trying to do this now instead of interrupting the Torah service. Now is also a really good time to see if you have a cell phone of the making noise variety, which is pretty much any cell phone, because you will be very embarrassed if it goes off. And we will all look at you. We will judge. No, actually, we won't judge, but please silence, because what we'd like to do is create a holy space here. What we'd like to do is celebrate the fact that these two boys have worked for years, not weeks, not months, years, to reach this day. And we'd like to show them the respect for that and respect for the service as well. So please turn off cell phones. Please silence all distractions. The thoughts of what lunch is going to be, your desire to chatter with your neighbor, your desire to poke someone, all of those things, all your distractions, turn those off. Be fully here. We will begin our service by singing a song that is not in your booklet. It's called Lahilach. If you know it, you're welcome to join with us. At this time, I'd like to invite Arlene, Mimi, to present the Talit, the prayer shawl, to each of the boys. you say, you do the reading first, then you put it on them, and then you just.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm going to put glasses on. I have allergies in my eyes of hearing. Okay. Torah is the source of people's dedication to truth. From its devotion to vision, we derive the charge to strive for wisdom. From its commitment to justice, we are impelled to seek the good. The spirit of the Torah abides us on this day of Bar Mitzvah. As we pass you the Torah, may your heart be filled with its intuition and its vision of straight paths that are before you. May your eyes shine with light of its holy words, and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak its wisdom, and your fulfillment be in a life infused with God's teachings of justice and righteousness. May you ever hear the voice of the Holy One and be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Great. Okay. So, we have gray one. Blue one for so a couple of years ago when Zoe was in Israel for a semester of school during her 11th year, we visited her, and one day we had many wonderful experiences and day trips, but we ended up in this place called Shvat. I may not be saying it right, but Shvat. And it is a very ancient place. It had, in 1492, a congregation of people that went there, and it is the birthplace of one of the branches of the Kabbalah. So it's very mystical and very interesting, very unusual. And it's also an artist colony, so it's a great place and a good place to shop. So the talus came from there. And also, I'd just like to say a few words about my dad, who left us a few years ago, and how proud he would be of our boys today. I'm happy to share with you that our family was a kosher home, and my father never walked on the holidays. He adored his mother, who never ate anything that wasn't kosher until she died at 99. And so I'm very proud of our Jewish heritage that we share, and also the wonderful job that Stacy and Dean are doing with their children and this wonderful congregation. So thank you.
Yeah, you can give them both a hug. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, come do the blessing.
All right.
There. Is that better? I'm trying to get it lower. There. Without hitting you in the face.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chitatei patzuti.
Amen.
Moder ani lefaneha melech v'gayam shesarta mi bisnati behemla Rabba emunateha
Stop.
Ma tovu ohale hayakov mishkanota Yisrael Adni baro hasta avodeteha Eshtahave ehoho kochaha bahirateha Adonai afchi baron veteha kam kivadeha Ani tefilati Adonai ratzon Elohi baro hasta Ani be'emet yisheha.
You have this now. Go.
Wait, this.
Down here, yeah.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, creator of the universe, who has made our bodies with wisdom, created pathways and openings, Well, you know that if one of these is open when it should be closed, or closed when it should be open,
we
it
would
should not be able to
endure
or
you
even one
even
one moment. Wondrous fashioner and sustainer of life, source of our health and strength, we give you thanks and praise. Please continue on page 4. The soul that you have given me, Adonai, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustained it. So long as I have breath, therefore, I will give thanks to you, Adonai, my God, God of all ages, ruler of all creation, God of every spirit. Blessed is Adonai, whose hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nata l'sefi v'na levavim b'yom u'v'layla. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, bokei afirim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, maftir asirim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, zokei kifufim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, rokahat al hamayim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamahim mitzvah gaver. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Malbish amrimim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Anotet la'ev koach. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Ha'ma'avir shenat mi'inai u'nimat la'afapai. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Shasani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Shasani ben Horim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Shasani Israel. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Otzer Yisrael b'tfura. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, Otzer Yisrael b'tfura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher tishav b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asot b'divrei Torah. These are the obligations without measure, whose reward too is without measure.
To honor father and mother, to perform acts of loving kindness, to attend the house of study daily, to welcome the stranger, to visit the sick, to rejoice with bride and groom, to console the bereaved, to pray with sincerity, and
make peace when there is strife.
And the study of Torah is equal to them all.
We're on page 8. Adonai, our God and God of all ages, school us in your Torah and bind us to your mitzvot. Help us to keep far from sin, to master temptation, and to avoid falling under its spell. May our darker passions not rule us, nor evil companions lead us astray. Strengthen in us the voice of conscience. Prompt us to deeds of goodness, and bend our every impulse to your service, so that this day and always we may know your love and the goodwill of all who behold us. Blessed is Adonai, who bestows love and kindness on your people Israel. At all times let us revere God inwardly as well as outwardly, acknowledge the truth, and speak it into our hearts. Ribon kol ha'olamim, master of all the worlds, not in reliance upon the righteousness of our deeds do we place our longings before you. Instead, we look to your abundant mercy. For what are we, what is our life, and what our faithfulness? What our goodness and our vaunted strength? What can we say in your presence, Adonai, our God and God of all ages? Are not all the conquerors as nothing before you, and those of renown as though they had not been, the learned as if they had no knowledge, and the wise as if without understanding? Many of our works are in vain, and our days pass away like a shadow. Since all our achievements are insubstantial as mist, how dare we look upon ourselves as higher than the beasts? Yet, despite all our frailty, we are your people, bound to your covenant, called to your service. We therefore thank you and bless you and proclaim the holiness of your name. Baruch atah Adonai, Melech mehulal b'tishbachot. I'd now like to call up Judy Spencer Morris. Judy Spencer Morris. We are on page 10.
From Psalm 33. Let all who are righteous sing God's song.
The upright do well to acclaim you.
Thank Adonai on the harp. Accompany your chant with strings.
Sing to God a new song. Grace your song with skillful play.
For the word of Adonai holds good. Your work commands our trust.
God loves justice and right. Your steadfast love fills the earth.
The heavens were made by the word of Adonai, the stars in the sky by the power of God's thought.
God spoke and it was. God commanded and it stood firm.
The plan of Adonai will stand forever.
God's thought will endure for all time.
You fashioned the hearts of us all.
You are understanding the meaning of our lives.
No king is saved by the power of his arms, no warrior by reason of his strength.
The war horse will not help, for all its strength it cannot save.
Therefore we trust in Adonai. God is our help and our shield. In you do we rejoice. In your holy being will we trust.
Let your steadfast love rest upon us, Adonai, as we put our trust in you. Thank you.
It is good to give thanks to Adonai, to sing the hymns to your name, O Most High, to tell of your love in the morning, to sing at night of your faithfulness, to pluck the strings, to sound the lute, to make the heart vibrate.
Your deeds, Adonai, fill me with gladness. Your work moves me to song. How great are your works, Adonai, how profound your design.
The righteous shall flourish like palms, grow tall like the cedars in Lebanon, rooted in the house of Adonai.
They shall be ever fresh and green, proclaiming that Adonai is just, my rock in whom there is no wrong. And I now call up Sherry Goldman, their tutor. Well, actually, Alex's tutor, sorry, not wrong tutor.
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelucha selah. Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am she'adonai Elohav. Tehillah leDavid, aromimcha Elohai ha'melech, v'avarcha shimcha le'olam va'ed. V'chol yom avarchecha, v'alala shimcha le'olam va'ed. Gadol Adonai umhulal me'od, B'li gdulato ein cheker. Dor ledor yeshabach ma'asecha, uvurotecha yagidu. Hadar kavod hodecha, v'divrei niflotecha asicha. Bezuz norotecha yameru, uvdulatocha asaprena. Secher rav tucha yabiu, v'tzid katocha yiranenu. Chanun v'rachum Adonai, Erech Apayim Udal Chesed, Tov Adonai Lakol, V'rachamav al Kol Ma'asav. Yoducha Adonai Kol Ma'asecha, V'chasidecha Yivarchucha. Kavod Malchutecha Yomeru, Uvuratecha Yidaberu. L'hodia Livnei Hadam Gevurotav, Uvod Hadar Malchuto. Malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umem shatecha b'chol dor v'ador. Somech Adonai l'chol hanoflim, v'zokef l'chol hakfufim. Einei chol elecha yisaberu, v'ata noten lahem et achlam b'ito. Poteach et yadecha, umaspil l'chol chai ratzon. Tzadik Adonai b'chol derachav, V'chasid b'chol ma'asav, Karov Adonai l'chol korav, L'chol asher yikrehu v'emet, Retzon yireav ya'aseh, Ved Shavatam Yishma V'Yoshiyem. Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, ve'et kol harshayim yashmid. Tehilat Adonai yedaber pi, v'yivarech kol basar shem kadsho le'olam va'ed. V'anachnu nevarech yad, mietav yad olam. Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Hallelujah. 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 V'anachnu nevarech yad. Hallelujah, Kiamusa. Hallelujah, Fusa. Hallelujah, Kirov Gulo. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Let every living soul bless your name, Adonai our God, and let every human being acclaim your majesty forever and ever. For all eternity you are God. We have no ruler but you, God of all ages, ruler of all creation, leader of all generations. All praise to you. You guide the world with steadfast love, your creations with tender mercy. You neither slumber nor sleep. You awaken the sleeping and arouse the dormant. You give speech to the silent, freedom to the enslaved, and justice to the oppressed. To you alone we give thanks.
Though our mouths should overflow with song as the sea, our tongues with melody as the roaring waves, our lips with praise as the heavens' wide expanse. And though our eyes were to shine as the sun and moon, our arms extend like eagles' wings, our feet speed swiftly as deer. Still we could not fully thank you, Adonai our God and God of all ages, or bless your name enough for even one of your infinite acts of kindness to our ancestors and to us.
Therefore, O God, limbs and tongue and heart and mind shall say, I shall join to praise your name. Every tongue will yet affirm you, and every soul give you allegiance. As it is written, all my limbs shall say, Adonai, who is like you. And David sing, bless Adonai, O my soul, and let all that is within me bless your holy name. We continue on page 16. Please rise.
Yikada ve'yikada shmed rabba. Damad yivrach yutev lamnich machuteh. V'chayin ol yomechom. U'chayin ol Yisrael. Barana barana. U'vizvachan ka'avi v'meru. Amen. Yitpa'arit olam v'tnafseh v'tador v'taleh v'talal shmei kedusha prichu le'edla mincho berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'lechem bata damiran v'yoma v'meru amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or v'rei hoshe, osei shalom, v'rei ha'chol, hama'ir la'artz v'ladarim ele, rahamin, uvtuvo, machadesh, bol chol yom tamid, ma'aseh v'reshit, ma'arabu, ma'asecha Adonai, kulam, b'chol ma'asita, ma'ha'artz kinanecha, shitbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al sheva, ma'aseh yidadecha, v'al orei, shasita, Yafara Ufa, Tela, or Chadash, Al, Sion, Ta'ir, Renitke, Kulanu, Mahera, La'orot, Baruch Atana, Yotzer Hamorot. Deep is your love for us, Adonai our God, and great is your compassion. Our Maker and Ruler, our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them the laws of your life. Be gracious now to us and teach us. Have compassion upon us, source of mercy, and guide us to know and understand, learn and teach, observe and uphold the love of all the teachings of your Torah. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod, Ba'avluto Le'olam Ba'ed. Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אני מצפך היום על לבביך בשיטתם לבביך ודיברת בם בשתך וראיתך ופלגתם בדרך ומשובך ופניך ומשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטום בעיניך ותחתם המזוז וראיתך ובישרה למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Please continue on page 21.
Wait a minute, you got ahead of
Oh,
the
no.
new song first.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your
Please continue on page 21. True and enduring, beloved and precious, awesome, good, and beautiful is this eternal teaching. This truth we hold to be forever certain, the eternal God is our ruler. You are the rock of Jacob and our protecting shield. You abide through all generations. Your name is eternal. Your throne stands firm. Your sovereignty and faithfulness are everlasting.
Your words live and endure, true and precious to all eternity.
Adonai our God, you redeemed us from Egypt.
You set us free from the house of bondage.
For this, the people who felt your love sang a song to praise to you.
The living God, high and exalted, mighty and awesome.
Who
Answer who
Oh, you got
to
ahead of
tell.
him. You can let him do his line.
who humbles the proud and raises the lowly, who frees the captive and redeems the oppressed.
Now you can go. In answer to all who cry out to you.
All praise to God Most High, the source of blessing. Like Moses, Miriam, and Israel, we sing to you the song of rejoicing.
What's that? Yeah, we can sing.
Rock of Israel, come to Israel's help. Fulfill your promise of redemption for Judah and Israel. Our Redeemer is the God of all creation, the Holy One of Israel. Blessed is Adonai, the Redeemer of Israel. Please rise. You may pray silently to page 29. You may be seated when you're done.
Take a few moments for silent meditation. There's a paragraph on page 30, or the words in your own heart.
I stand before this congregation and praise you, O God.
Praise God, all you nations. Extol God, all you peoples. For great is God's love for us, everlasting God's faithfulness. Hallelujah.
Oh, give thanks to God, for God is good.
God's love is everlasting.
Let Israel now say,
God's love is everlasting.
let the house of Aaron now say,
God's love is everlasting.
let all who revere God now say,
God's love is everlasting.
blessed are you who come to seek God. We bless you in the house of God.
You are my God, and I will thank you. You are my God, I will exalt you.
Oh, give thanks to God, for God is good.
God's love is everlasting. Okay, I gotta take over now. So for the Torah service, I'd like to call up the Shomrim, which are Zachary and Noah Coelho, and also Rick Coelho, if you could come up because you'll be holding the Torah at some point. And if you all could please rise. We are on page 32. Havu gadol Eloheinu utnu chavod laTorah. At this time, I'd like to invite the family out for passing the Torah down through the generations. So if you will come on up and line up by generations. The youngest generation on the right and the oldest generation on the left. So if you could line up at this point, and then you'll be at the very end to come get it. So if you can go all the way over behind me. So over here are the oldest generation and the youngest generation on that side. I won't make you declare your age, I promise. Yeah. Okay. So what we do with this is we are symbolically passing the Torah down through the generations. This is showing in a physical way how Torah doesn't simply just happen, but what happens is that the family makes the decision to give the Torah to And in that way, it becomes a continuous chain all the way back up to Moses and all the way down to us. Oh. And then you're the youngest of the whole group. And I'm reading it to you because you're going to be the ones that lead the procession. Okay, go for it. Yes. Sorry.
Our family opened in heart and celebration as our grandson's link to the generation is proclaimed. Today he is called to read the Torah and welcome into responsibility for our people's future. As we now pass the Torah, so have we passed on to you our faith and our memories. All that is vital and treasured by our Judaism, we have held in trust for you until this day of your bar mitzvah. Soon we will hand you our Torah as a symbol of Judaism. We pray you will, with zeal and commitment, seek for yourself. Our God and God of our ancestors, may this moment in time be blessed.
Very good.
this?
Okay. Here's my list. Let me find it. Okay. Okay, yeah, we can. There we go. Keep it low, 'cause. Okay, so you may now be seated. And for the record, if we ever leave you standing for a long time and that's a challenge, please do be seated. But when the Torah is out, it's respectful to be standing. So before we get started with the Torah readings, if you'd like to follow along with the Torah, we had passed out the Chumashim. If yours is, what you want to do is check the cover of your book right now. If your book just says the Torah, then you're the first of the two page numbers. And if yours has all kinds of stuff on it, like the Torah, a modern commentary, and maybe a menorah and all those fun things, then it's the second number. So the first number, if yours just says the Torah, is page 658. If yours is the one that has a lot more stuff on the cover, then your page is 593. I'll say that again. If you have the Torah 658, If you have the Torah, a modern commentary, 593. We are going to start with chapter 34, verse 3. Okay. So for the first Aliyah, I'd like to call up Barbara and Neil Barochas.
Ya'amdu b'Shabbat lev Rivka v'Nisim ben Shmuel v'Sara la'aliyah rishona.
And our Torah reader is Zachary Leibowitz, who just finished his bar mitzvah, and I think is finding it happy to be on the other side of it. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay, so the part, we're going to start with there. You were prepared.
Baruch es Adonai Hambarah,
Baruch Adonai Habarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar barunu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
ואיש לא יעלה עמך, וגם איש אל ירע בכל ההר, גם הצאן והבקר אל יראו אל מול ההר ההוא. ויפסו שני לוחות אבנים כראשונים, וישכם משה בבוקר, ויעל אל הר סיני, כאשר ציווה אדוני אותו, ויקח בידו שני לוחות אבנים, וירד אדוני בענן, ויתייצב עמו שם, ויקרא בשם אדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emes, v'hayei olam natan b'shultenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
John? Yes. You get to stand over here and see the next one, so. Okay. So before we call up the second Aliyah, we will pause to say a blessing for those in need of healing. The Mishberach prayer is found on page 38 of the prayer booklet. It is the last two paragraphs on that page. We ask for healing for a number of people in the congregation who prefer not to be named, but that I always name in my heart. There's also others that we wish to say out loud. As I pass over the congregation, if you wish to say either out loud or in your heart the names of those for whom you are praying. Eve Grossman, Ethan Cage. Okay. For the second Aliyah, we call up Isaac and Saul Rokas.
Ya'amdu Yitzhak ben Shmuel v'Sara v'Shlomo ben Shmuel v'Ora la'aliyah shniyah.
And our Torah reader is Jacob Fishman.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim. V'notan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Vayavor Adonai al panav, Vayikra Adonai Adonai El Rachum V'Chanun Erech Apayim V'Rav Hesed V'Emet Noser Chesed La'alafim Noshe Avo V'Fesha V'Hata'a V'Nakeh Lo Yenakeh V'Kod Avo Avod Al banim ve'al bnei banim, al shilashim ve'al rebeim. Vayomer Moshe vayakad artza vayishtachu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei yaolam natu Makenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Okay. So for the third Aliyah, we are calling up Danielle and Peter Stein.
Ya'amod Ariel bat Nisan uvasha v'vov ben Yonatan v'malka la'aliyah shlishi.
And the Torah reader is me, Rabbi Dr. Carrie Tooling. Okay, it's right here. If you want, you can do this. Can you come closer? There you go.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai
Baruch le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Okay. Vayomer imna matzati chen b'necha Adonai. Don't play with it. Yelech na Adonai b'kirbeinu, ki im k'she oref ha'hu, v'salachta la'avonenu v'lachatenu v'nachlatenu. V'yomer hinei anochi karet brit neged kol amecha, aseh niflet asher lo nifra'u b'chol ha'aretz b'chol hagoyim v'ra'a kol ha'am asher ata b'kirbo et ma'aseh Adonai ki norahu, asher anochi asher ani oseh emcha shemer lecha et asher ani Anochi metzavcha hayom hineni geresh mifanecha et ha'emori v'ha'ka'ani v'ha'chiti v'ha'perizi v'ha'chivi v'ha'yevusi. There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natav b'tzolchenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Okay, so for the fourth Aliyah, we call up Rachel and Michael Greenberg.
Ya'amdu Rachel bat Nisim uvasha v'Mikael Chaim ben Paltiel v'Leah la'aliyah revi'i.
Our reader is Aaron Cohen.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Hishamer lecha pentichrot beri lo shev haaretz asher ata balecha peni lemokesh b'kerbecha ki et mizbechotam titotzun vet mitzevotam tishaberun vet asherav tichrotun ki lo tishtachavet la'el acher Ki Adonai kana shemo Elkanah hu.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chayei Olam Natan B'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. So, for the fifth Aliyah, I would like to call up Benjamin Coelho.
Yamod Shalom Ben Dov Avram V'Sara La'aliyah Bar Mitzvah.
And the Torah reader is, of course, Benjamin Coelho for his bar mitzvah portion. Okay, where's your book? So first you have to do the blessing. First the blessing. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Asher Bahar Bani Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Hayolam.
You got the second one there. It's okay. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. That's fine.
Pentichrot berit le'yosef ba'aretz v'zanu acharei Eloheihem v'zachu le'Eloheihem v'kara'ach lecha v'hata v'zicho v'katav minotav v'banecha v'zachu minotav acharei Eloheihem v'titnu et banecha acharei Eloheihem Elohim Atzeha v'tasela Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Malchol Asher Natalanu Toratim Vet V'Hayolam Natan B'Hu Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. You get to stay right there. So, for the sixth Aliyah, we call up Stacy and Dean Coelho.
Ya'amdu Sarah Bat Nisim Ve'alka Ika B'Dan Avram Ben Sholom V'Zelda La'aliyah Shalishi.
And the Torah reader is Zoe Coelho. And we need to move her. Yeah. They're going to find her spot. There it is, isn't it? Oh, it's at Chag, I saw it.
Yes, there's a lot of it.
It was over on the left, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was toward the left also.
Okay, come on.
Yep,
No,
Yeah, that's it. No,
that's not it.
it's, I think, higher.
I think so too.
There it is, right there, at Chag.
Up right high. Okay.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Et Hag HaMotzeh Tishmor Shivat Yamim Tochal Matzor Asher Tzadek למועד חודש האביב. כי בחודש האביב יצאת ממצרים. כל פטריכם לי וכל מקנך חזכר פטר שור בשר. ופטר חמור תפדה בשר, ואם לא תפדה בערכתו כל בחר בנך תפדה, ולא יפרחו בני ריקם.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Oh, you guys go over to there? Yes, you are next. Okay. And he's still playing with the...
That's right.
For the seventh Aliyah, we are going to call up the village. Michelle Patchen, Lisa Leibowitz, Beth Brynan, Carol Fishman, Barb Edelheit, Alana Nardone, Wendy Mintz, Susie Paperny, Rachel Cohen, Allison Kaufman, Robin Schwartz, Erica Schwartz, and Stacy Weinstein.
Ta'amdu kol havarim v'gam Sarah Nisim bat alta ika la'aliyah bat mitzvah.
Her spot is right there. Come on in, come on in.
Baruch Adonai HaMarach, Baruch Adonai HaMarach le'olam va'ed, Baruch Adonai HaMarach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Sheshet yamim tavod, uvayam hashvi'i tishbo, bekorish uvakatzir tishbo, lechag shavuot taseh lecha, bikurei ketzir hitim, v'hag hasiv tikufat hashana, shalosh pamim bashana, Yera'el kol zechorcha et panei, Hadon Adonai, Elohei Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Okay, give her some love. That was her bat mitzvah. You can do this. Radiate love, okay? Yes. So it's been a good morning already, and at this point we call up for the maftir Alexander Coelho for his bar mitzvah.
Yamod Nisim ben Dov Avram v'Sara lamaftir bar mitzvah.
Baruch Adonai HaMarach,
Baruch Adonai HaMarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMarach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torah. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ki orish koim nepanecha v'hirhati et kivraha v'lo yamod ish et artah ba'alotah le'ra'o et panei Adonai Elohecha shlosh panim b'shana lo tishal hamid tamzihi v'lo yalim laboker seva hakapasa reshi bikure anma antecha tavi pe anna echa lo tiva shakadi bahale ima.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam natan b'tzeinu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Good job. You did it. Okay. So, the Haggadah and Galila will be performed by Irina and Mark Barokas. If you could please rise. Okay. You may be seated. The Devar Torah will be by Alex and Ben. So, speak loudly. You're doing this, yeah. Speak loudly. He's got a mic, so he's good. But you have to speak right here, really loud. They want to hear every word, okay? Trust me on that. They want to hear every word.
There you go. Our Torah portion tells the story of Moses when he received the 10 Commandments, tablets, from God. Moses asked to see God, but God explained that no human could see God's face and live. God instructed Moses to stand on a rock, where God would cover him with God's hand until God had passed, at which point Moses could see God's back. God told Moses to carve 2 stone tablets like the ones that Moses shattered, so that God might write words that were on the first tablets, and Moses did it. Moses stayed with God 40 days and 40 nights, ate no bread, drank no water, and wrote down on the tablets the terms of the agreement. When Moses came down from the mountain with the new tablets, his skin was glowing. The people were amazed. Moses explained the terms of the new agreement with God. So, what does this all mean to us? Well, God lets Moses see God. Why doesn't God let everyone see God? Moses is God's assistant and the leader of the Jewish people. He is the strongest believer and the one who prays the most. God chooses Moses to speak to, so God does something so that Moses could see him. Moses just saw God's identity. God was showing him that God is real. God was saying, I am real and you can believe in me. Don't stop being religious. God helps Moses by being him the 10 Commandments, and God gives him the tablets as a gift. God has given us gifts, and in return we believe in him and obey his commandment. We believe that God is in everything and that maybe if we have special gifts, we can see him also.
God has given us gifts. We thank God for making us Jewish, for giving us life, for eggs benedicts and curry hash, for having a nice brother and giving us family, for having a roof over us, for having a temple and a rabbi, for having friends, and for learning.
God decided to forgive everybody. You can always be forgiven. In our family, we argue a lot, but we always forgive each other. I forgave my sister when she lost my iPod in Mexico. Really, I did. Ben usually forgives me when I am mean because I usually have his back. I broke Mom's iPad. I apologized and said I would pay for it. I never did. Dad broke my skateboard and said, "Oops, sorry," and he replaced it.
In closing, we can see God in our lives when we pray, say thank you, apologize when we do something bad, forgive when we do something wrong, obey the 10 Commandments, and go to Israel and put notes in the Western Wall.
Today is a very special day for us. We worked very hard to get here. We'd like to thank many people for helping us. I would like to thank my sister for helping me and driving me for haircuts and food. I'd like to thank my tutor, Sherry Goldman, for teaching me the Hebrew, and Maya Kugel for helping me practice, and to Rabbi Twilling for teaching me about my Torah portion. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for this great day. Well, mostly Mom. And thank you for celebrating with us.
I'd like to thank my tutor, Music Sam, for giving me a way to chant Torah, and Liana for helping me practice. I'd like to thank my sister for her support and for always sticking up for me, period. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always inspiring me to try my best, but sometimes I don't believe I can do something, but you always convince me that I can. Thank you, Rabbi Twilling, for helping us. Thank you, Tammy, Ralph, Carly, for your great music.
Now you get to take over my seat.
Oh, me.
And you're going to, no, you have some more to do. Yeah. You have there's the blessing for and there's the Haftarah. You can just sit in my seat. Okay?
Okay. Let's start.
Start.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar mimim tovim v'ratzav v'divrei ba'emarim b'meh Baruch atah Adonai Chaboher B'Torah U'Moshe Ado U'Vyei Ha'avo U'Vyei Ha'emet V'Asedek V'Hayat V'Hayom Ha'Chu V'Hayom Bokel Ha'Admai Yisrael Ne'um Adonai Elohim Ta'alet Me'aji Be'api U'Kinati Eshfati Tibarti Yom V'Yom Kachu V'Hayom V'Hayat Rosh Gadol Al Admat Yisrael Ra'ashu V'Panai Tegei Hayam O Hashamayim Hayat Hasadeh V'Hol Horemet Harumeid Al Ha'adamah V'Hol Ha'adam Asher Al Pnei Ha'adamah V'Hersu Kechirim V'Nat Flu Hamarego V'Hol Horai La'arz Tipol V'Karati Alav V'Hol Horai Erev Ne'um Adonai Elohim Erev B'Chaviv Tiyeh V'Nishpatati Ito Godever Udam, the Geshem Shote, Ve'one El Gavish, Esh the Gafrid, Amtir, Allah, Lo Hagaba, Lo Amin Rabim, Asher Eto, Vehi Ka Dilti, Vehi Ka Disti, Veno, Dati, Amtir, Goyim Rabim, and Amdu Kiani Vananai. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Zerko HaOlamim Tzadik V'Hol HaOdoro El HaNe'eman HaOmer B'Ozeh Hamdaver U'Kayesh Shekol Dira HaMeva Tzedek Al HaTorah V'Yahodah V'Yavim V'Yavim HaShabbat Hazeh Shanatan Lanu Adonai Eloheinu L'Tushavlim Mincha L'Chovo U'Tifaret Al HaKol, Adonai Eloheinu, Anachmon Jimla, Marhim Ota, Yitbarak Shimha, Lefi Hohai Tamid Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, V'Kadosh HaShabbat.
Yeah, say that.
Please rise.
I call up the Shomrim, Lisa and Andy Ligowitz. And now we continue with Elenu before you guys walk out.
Thank
may be seated. Oh, I took your line, didn't I? Sorry. At this time, I'd like to call up the parents to give the first blessing. So, Stacy and Dean. Watch out for the candy.
It's too bad I have laryngitis and Dean will have to give the speech. How do you capture your feelings for a child, let alone two in one speech? How do you do it with a straight face? Dean and I have been sobbing at the idea of this speech since the first ultrasound. That ultrasound happened to be on April Fool's Day. Last week, we went to visit the Wawalskis at Chabad. They had gifts for the boys, and they wanted to be the first to rep to fill in on them. It was a very powerful and special moment. Rabbi Wawalski explained that it's important to listen to your head and your heart and know always which one is right. I found out that Alex's Hebrew name, Nissim, means miracles. I didn't know this before, and it really hit me. They are miracles. It's amazing how strong my boys are. They've handled so many challenges and done it with smiles on their faces and positive attitudes. Like they mentioned in the Torah portion today, God has given us gifts, and we are very blessed. Today I'm going to share with you some personal facts. No, I'm not going to tell you how many Dave Matthews concerts we've been to. It's none of your business. I can tell you that I've been to way more bar mitzvahs in this room than Dave Matthews concerts, that's for sure. First, we'd like to thank Zoe for being a champ the past 13 years. It hasn't been easy for you, and I want you to know that we couldn't have managed anything without your constant smile and fun-loving attitude. Your brothers love you so much. Sometimes it's hard to see that, especially when everybody gets triggered. But they really do. She's totally sorry for begging me for another sibling. She wanted one sister. Sorry, not sorry, kiddo. I love you. Alex. From the moment you arrived home from the hospital, you've captivated my heart. First with your adorable face, then with your charm, which, believe it or not, was very obvious from the time you were an infant. Then with your kindness, sensitivity, generosity, polite manners, thoughtfulness, traits that are obvious to everyone that meets you. When we went to Florida to visit Grandpa Gigi in the last days of his life, you sat with him at his bedside for days and days watching CNN and the Olympics, instead of going outside and hitting the pool and playing with electronics. That's pretty insightful for a 9-year-old. You've climbed mountains very quietly and done so with amazing strength. Alex was only 2 pounds, 12 ounces, and he was in the hospital for 100 days. At 2 weeks of age, Alex suffered sepsis, meningitis, and endocarditis. There's a lot of doctors here, right? Raise your hand if you're a doctor. That's really bad, right? Isn't that bad? He too had a feeding tube, and one night at the old lake house, I returned to the living room to find him holding it over his head and playing with it. So that kind of freaked us out, and no doubt we had a lot of wine that night. I think Val and Bill were with us, and they were completely traumatized. You are so funny. Even when you say something that isn't funny, you're funny. You can't do a card trick to save your life. But I love that you keep trying. You are a major foodie, and sometimes we can't believe how much you can put away. This summer, we picked him up from Eisner, and he rattled off a list of restaurants he needed to go to within the next 24 hours. He told us that nothing at camp has any flavor. I added Tabasco to next year's packing list. Sometimes you talk for hours and hours and hours and hours on end. You're definitely the smartest person in the house, and you definitely should consider being a lawyer because it's very rare that anyone wins an argument to you. Even if you're wrong, you argue it until we just give in. I'm sorry that I'm not perfect and I don't always have my act together. I'm sorry that you wore soccer cleats for a whole season of baseball. Who knows the difference? I hope that you will follow in your footsteps of your sister and keep this building as your second home. I hope that you will know your Eisner friends for the rest of your life and maybe go to Israel with them on a nifty trip. Stay smart, stay funny, stay kind, stay sensitive and generous. Know what your best traits are and make sure you make them better. Know your weaknesses and work on them as well. I love you. Ben, you are an amazing kid. You have endured so many doctor's visits, surgeries, and procedures, and you've done it with bravery and a wonderful attitude. You didn't eat until you were 4. We spent lots of time and money fixing this, and oh boy, was that worth it. The only things Ben won't eat are peas, carrots, and corn. He will eat crickets and octopus in Mexico, frog legs in Florida, but not the tiny little shreds of corn that go in a salad. Go figure. 2 years ago, you had a major head surgery, and it was tough. I'm so proud of how brave you were. We were completely blown away when you got out of bed 5 days later on my birthday and sang me the perfect birthday song. Whatever you put your mind to, you've accomplished. You learned to walk, eat, ride a bike, swim, ski. You're a champ, and don't ever stop trying new things. Once you sat in the car, and you told me you were able to do these things because you faced your fears. Amazing. I wanted to tell you that it's not so important to set the world on fire, but rather to kindle the love in people's hearts and be a force for what is good in this world. I wish you an extraordinary life, one filled with everyday miracles of love, friendship, children, fulfilling work, and a sense of how precious it all is. You have been a wonderful son, brother, and you will be a great man, a great husband, father, and friend. We are so happy to have a front row seat and so happy to be your parents. All right. I already cried 6 times with this speech, so. One of my favorite lyrics is, it turns out it's not where you are, but who you're with that really counts. Okay, it's not. It turns out it's not where you are, but who you're with that really counts. Take a look around the room. It couldn't be more true. I'd like to thank our families for always trying to understand the constant barrage of medical and educational diagnosis. I try not to get frustrated when I have to explain them over and over again. Thank you for driving to Glastonbury to take care of the kids, give them baths, change diapers, and stay awake for their school shows. And supporting us throughout the past few years. Since we last gathered here 5 years ago for Zoe's bat mitzvah, we lost a lot of good people. You read this. All right. We lost Grandma Ora, Grandpa Gigi, Nanny Rita, but we also lost Aunt Lee, Uncle Murray, Uncle Albert, and Aunt Rose. But we got some new people too. We have Tal and Eli and Bree and Olivia and Riley and of course my little Izzy. I'd like to thank our village for always supporting each other. Sometimes we forget this building is what brought us together. It's our common denominator. We do an awful lot of kvetching about the temple. but we love it like home. So many memories and friendships were formed here. Alex took his first steps right on these stairs. I'm sure some of you were here for that. Most of us are transplants, and we're so lucky to not be lonely on the holidays. I'd like to thank my girlfriends who you saw on the bima, whose support is constant and unwavering. I can't think of a day that went by where I didn't get advice and encouragement from one of you. I'd like to thank my personal shoppers for schlepping through several hundred stores in 3 states looking for dresses, and my army of helpers to make this day perfect. I'd like to thank Mindy Glickman for teaching me Hebrew. I'd like to thank the dozens of doctors and nurses and teachers and tutors and nannies and therapists for always believing in the boys, for going way above and beyond every day and constantly changing the trajectory of our lives. We have been surrounded by angels for the first moment, and we would never be here without all of you. I'd like to thank Tammy and Ralph for your beautiful music, and for Rabbi Tooling for her support, jumping on the Coelho train pretty quick. Thank you. All right.
Okay. I'd like to call up Carol Fishman to give gifts from the congregation. Yes, after you're not verklempt.
Okay,
They're all right
I'm
here.
glad you left the tissues, Stace.
Yes.
Let's get
There's
these.
more.
We got a lot of stuff under here.
I don't know.
I don't know, I guess. All right. Okay. Thank you. You were awesome, boys. I'm gonna give you a hug. You guys are so good. Okay. All right, I have a little something. Babies A and B, Alex and Ben, Benjamin and Alexander. So I knew of you boys before I actually ever knew you. Your cousin Emmett was doing his mitzvah project for his bar mitzvah way back when, and my son Michael, who was in Emmett's class, he came home and told me about these twins who were born very premature and had been in the NICU for a very long time. I certainly didn't know then that you and your family would become such an integral part of our lives. I don't think at that point anyone could possibly have imagined this day when you would both be here on this bima becoming a bar mitzvah. You both have beaten the odds many times over, and you both are truly miracles. But the miracles would not have happened without the determination and commitment of your parents, along with the help and the support of the many doctors, feeding specialists, surgeons, physical therapists, nurses, tutors, rabbis, families, and friends throughout the years who have helped and guided you along the way. But it is also the courage and perseverance and tenacity of the two of you that has truly led us here to this day. And we are all so blessed to be sharing this milestone event with you and your family. I will never forget the day when your mom called me and had me listen to Ben chanting Torah. I literally started crying. But that wasn't nearly as amazing as being here today while you both led us in prayer, chanted the Torah and Haftorah. I'm so proud of both of you, and I'm so honored and privileged to be part of this special day. I hope that you will both continue on this path of Jewish learning, just like your sister Zoe did, participating in confirmation and NIFTY, and continuing with your involvement in this synagogue, in this building, for our village. Mazel tov to both of you. And now we've got some fun stuff. So we have lots of gifts for both of you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we have, you have your own Rosh Hashanah Siddur for you to bring when you come for services on the high holidays. We have a certificate, and as your mom said, I hope you will go on this lovely trip to Israel through NIFTY, through your camp. It's amazing. My kids did it. It's incredible. On behalf of the Sisterhood of the Synagogue, we have these beautiful kiddish cups for the both of you, filled with our special little Jolly Rancher candies to remind you of your time here on the Bima. And we also have these beautiful certificates from the Sisterhood to commemorate this day forever and ever. And lastly, we have gifts from your class, and I believe they are watches for you to cherish for many, many years to come. Mazel tov. The Fishman family loves you, and we're so happy to be here. I'll help you bring your presents over.
Starts to get crowded.
Yes, it does. There we go.
And then at this time, I do you discovered where they went. I'd like to do a special blessing for the B'nai Mitzvah, and that would include Stacy. So if you could come join them as well. We're going to have all of you rise as we open the ark. So, Alex and Ben, you have both worked very hard for many years to reach this day. We are proud of you, and you have reason to be proud of yourselves. Both of you have taken this training process very seriously. Judaism really matters to you. This community matters to you. Ben, you did something that you thought you could not do, and we're so proud. Remember this the next time you find it hard to believe in yourself. Know that you can do anything you decide to do. Alex, you were also not entirely sure you could do this. And you have mastered all of this material, and you've done it so very well. You bring a deep concern for others to everything you do, and a deep interest in fairness. Your charge today for both of you is to continue to have your brother's back, to continue to participate regularly in your temple services, and your holidays, and your events, and to continue to bring your wonderful sense of humor to literally everything you do. Mazel tov. And Stacy, you had said that it takes a village to raise twin boys, and you are quite right. And you have amassed an impressive village of good friends who are there for you, and you for them. It also takes a good parent, good parents, to raise good kids, and in that regard, you have excelled. I'm also deeply impressed that in the midst of this life cycle event that centers so much on your boys, you also made time for your own spiritual needs in learning the portion and chanting Torah for the first time today. The best parents are those who know that they cannot lose their own sense of self in parenting, and that is particularly hard with twins, so kudos to you. My charge to you is to continue to nourish your own spiritual sense through classes of participation and through your village. And this is the blessing for all three of you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence with you always, and may you find peace. You may be seated.
We welcome up Carly Weinstein, our good friend.
We are on page 43. The contemplation of death should plant within the soul elevation and peace. Above all, it should make us see things in their true light. For while things that seem foolish in the light of death are really foolish in themselves. To be annoyed because someone has slighted us or been somewhat more successful in social distinctions, climbed one rung higher up the ladder than ourselves, how ridiculous all this seems when we couple it with the thought of death. If you are a mourner, please rise. If it is your custom to say the Kaddish while standing, please rise. We will say the Kaddish. It is on page 43. Yikada v'yikada shmei rabba, b'ama divrach yutei v'lamlich malchutei, v'chayecho nemecho nechayedcho beit Yisrael b'galav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach l'olam ulmei omaya, yitbarach yishtabach yitpa'ar yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudisha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, Damiran v'yomam v'imru amen. Yehesh lamar rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, amen. You may be seated. Yes, so Ein Eloheinu is our closing song. It is on page 45. To do the Kiddush before we go out into the hallway for our little unik and Shabbat Shalom. Okay, so if you want to follow along, it's on page 49 of the booklet, the Shabbat and Festival Morning Kiddush. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for your presence today. If you are one of the kids and you'd like to pick up some of the candies up here, you're welcome to come up. See you in the hallway. Without running, no running.
Gifts with envelopes before I put them in his car. What do you mean? Like that. Fill the bus? What do you mean?
I thought she was gonna need some, edibles before her speech.
The boys did amazing.
He buried his. Give that part where he was playing with his thing and it's
done.
Yes, it's done.
Congratulations, Papa.
Thank you. What the boys did great.
They did fantastic. Not as good as Dean, but
No. But Dean played the strong silent role. It's in the Torah, as it said.
Blows me away.
it's a little old school. It was what the last guy used, Waylon, whatever his name was. So that's why. So he used that, and she's come back to the regular book, but I think because they were sort of